Evan,
Yes, Miss Cryer.
make replication.
Please. So there's
Checking or
combined.
700.
The ideas, the wisdom.
To keep her job and their financial stability, a middle-aged Gwen has to make sacrifices for herself and her daughter, Jules. Three young friends, Amanda, Ginger, and Jules, walk and skip on the road discussing Duchess Carrie and her preferred food and drinks. Amanda only talks with Jules while ignoring Ginger and leaving her to walk behind them. Gwen is at home, getting ready for her speech. Soon we see a city full of advanced technologies. Gwen gets a call from Dave Fisher, who is watching her every move. As she reaches Jules and her friends, she ends the call with Dave, who is still watching them. Jules mentions that her friend Amanda asked her to join her for a bonding camp at Eastern. Gwen gave Jules a pen, which she loved.
She has interesting moments.
At the park, Jules discussed with Gwen how their DNA is opting out, and that by the time she is 20 years old, she will not have any OVA left. Gwen tells her that she was going to tell her about it when she was a bit older, but Jules tells her she can always adopt from other regions and that she doesn't need to worry. Soon she gets an automated message from Arcadia Prep where she applied to join, and they learn that she didn't get in because of capacity issues, even though her grades were excellent. At the Center for Advanced Health and Living, Dave and Issa were listening to Gwen's speech. Gwen then calls Dave and asks about her pay and that she's been working below the rate for a while. Dave then explains that the company will be needing a new young face for the center. He informs her that Issa is aggressively reviewing candidates and that he fought for her, but she's fired. She tells him about Jules and Arcadia before he hangs up. Gwen was going out when Jules asked her about the Eastern luncheon, and she said she would be there. She gets a call from Drake, whom they discussed to meet up later. Gwen hid from Jules as she didn't tell her she was fired. Drake tells her that she qualifies to be an egg donor and that she will get paid for it. Many women are not able to have children anymore, and due to great demand, the donor age threshold has risen, and the whole process will take 3 months. She then will get paid after the harvest. She spots a girl sleeping under branches who tells her to take any job she gets. Gwen asks if she is okay before she leaves. Gwen went to the Center for Advanced Health and Living looking for Dave, but she couldn't get in. Issa watched her with Dave from her office and Gwen was allowed in. Issa asked her about her job search and if she's been pursued by a company on their level. Issa tells her that it's going to be hard to be desired for a job with Gwen's age and face, but Gwen tells her she has acquired knowledge which will help her get other positions like teaching. Issa belittles her ideas and asks if she ever taught before. Gwen tells her she was a teacher before. Gwen called Drake as she was leaving her old office. He tells her that there's been a counter endorsement about her resume and that it's under investigation. Shocked, Gwen checks her balance and learns she has a small amount left. She then went to a room where stayed alone. While going to get Jules, she brought food and drink for a girl she saw earlier sleeping under branches. As they went to get something to eat, they saw the owner of the cafe, who's an old lady, didn't open. Jules confesses that she doesn't know why she's alive and asks Gwen why she had her knowing the world is so bad and that she has to struggle so much. She tells her that none of them know what they're doing, but they just pretend to have a plan for them. Gwen answered that there was a time she was confused too, but having Jules made her life worthwhile and that she made her happy. At home, Gwen finds an archived voice message from her cousin Lily. She wishes her a happy birthday and tells her she worries about her and hopes that she has somebody. Jules informs Gwen they're running out of supplies, but she lies saying she'll get paid tomorrow. Gwen goes to the bonding camp Jules told her about and meets Olivia, Sarai, and Winnie. Winnie was impressed that Gwen works at one of the most forward-thinking companies. Olivia leaves the room coughing, and Winnie keeps on explaining about the mission of the bonding camp. It's to have their children be introduced to their innate talents and dreams to one another to create a culture that will cohesify them through their years together in school. Unimpressed, Gwen tells them that it is a good idea. Sarai informs her that they all put in 30,000 and asks her for 10,000 to hold the waitlist spot for Jules. Gwen asks for a day or two, but they tell Agate she can just ask Jules' father, to which she replies that he's not part of their lives anymore. Sarai insists that she gets help from whoever she has to get help from to build Jules' future. Gwen went to the park and called her mother, who was apologetic for leaving her and turning her back on her and Jules. Gwen asks her for money to get them through the month. Her mother asked her about Jules and who she looks like now, before asking her to send pictures of Jules. She tells Gwen about her father, and that he still asks about her. Gwen tells her that he will never see Jules again, but her mom tells her that he is now a changed man since he's forgiven for his sins, and that he told her she can't help Gwen. A young kid wearing a silver mask takes it off and changes her shoes before she leaves the park, and Gwen watches her as she leaves the park. Her mom starts making her pray with her over the phone about her sins and Jules, but Gwen hangs up the phone and goes home. At home, she calls Dave and asks him if she is old and has no use at all. But Dave tells her that the recruiters are letting women stay unemployed and back to their homes to lower the amount of desperate men on the street. Gwen then begged Dave to put her into a younger body and to use the procedure they were launching on her. She wants to be the face of the center again, since she couldn't get any interviews. She mentions Jules and that she needs to put her in a good school. He finally tells her that she needs to give full control over her body to show them how much she cares about the product's success, and she agrees. As they are walking, Dave tells her about the side effects of the procedure that he couldn't tell her over the record. He asks if she told Jules about her decision. Back at the center, Issa couldn't hear what Dave was telling Gwen. Dave tells her not to go through the procedure, but she replies that she has no other choice and asks for Christmas with Jules before the procedure. Gwen was in her room crying, and Jules heard her through the door. Gwen then asks Jules if she would be okay to be by herself if she had to go somewhere for a while. She then asks her what she would change about herself if she gets the chance. When asked, Jules says she wouldn't change anything about her mother too. Gwen confessed that she would have to go through a shift to change her appearance to appeal to younger audiences. Jules agrees it's a good idea as long as they pay for it. The next morning, Amanda came by to take Jules to the Eastern. Once she reached there, Jules left a message to Gwen about the place and that she likes it there, as Gwen prints out pictures of them and hangs them above her bed. She also got a message from Lily. Gwen goes to the restaurant where Lily is and meets Han instead. But Gwen came to the back door and met Lily. Han still tries to make her go away, but she insists on talking to Lily. Soon, Gwen confesses that Jules is Han's daughter, and that's why she stayed away from Lily. But now she needs help from Lily for a year or so to keep Jules with them, and she'll pay her with an interest. Lily blamed her for not letting her be there for her, and when she came, she only brought more pain with her. Lily then dismisses Gwen, who went crying and screaming on the road. Gwen signed a contract for the procedure, and Dave held her hand and hugged her as she was leaving. Jules came home and told her mother about the camping. Gwen tells her that she will need to remind her about important things after the procedure, since she might not remember everything. Then, she made her choose a new face for her, making sure she'll be okay with it. Jules gives Gwen a drawing of herself as a gift, and Gwen is very touched. Then they happily played the piano while singing. Gwen went through the procedure, which moved her to a new body, and came back home as a new person with a new look. Soon she starts to recite and practice her speech for the company about cosmetic surgery. She then made a speech about the procedure, and also about being a very satisfied test subject. She preached about living in a world where people could live their lives with terminal illnesses, and change from that to a new person by this procedure. She went to Winnie and Sarai and had drinks with them. She got a call from Han and Lily, who told her they were shocked by her procedure, and they were here to help now. Gwen keeps forgetting her injections, but Jules keeps helping her. She went to see Jules, but she was almost run over by a bus. Jules tells her not to come see her until she gets better. She also tells her the operation made her seem weird. As they heard voices from downstairs, Jules opened the music, but Gwen told her to turn it off. Jules asks where her mother is, since she's convinced the new person is not her mother. She gets angry and gets in a physical fight with the new Gwen. Gwen calls Dave and tells him she feels pain and anger. She tells him she and Jules should take a break from each other. Angry Dave takes Gwen to a bridge where they last walked and makes her remember what he told her about the procedure. They planted electrodes in her brain and the new host's brain, and used a feedback loop between the two of them to create a twin, a clone. She'll be a copy of Gwen, same skills and the same personality, but an entirely separate awareness. Once the electrodes are removed, the host brain can repair itself because it is still young, but Gwen's older brain can't. She will die, and her cloned brain will wake up in the new body with all her memories, and since she knows nothing else, she'll believe that she's Gwen. Dave tells the new Gwen that he excluded this memory from the transfer since Gwen needed her to perform without misgivings. He tells her that Gwen gave away her life with her daughter.
Can you feel that part of her?
Issa tells the new Gwen that the sales are over the roof. The new Gwen asks if she was somebody else before the procedure, and Issa tells her she was just a body donor. At home, Jules asks if she's killed her mother, but the new Gwen tells her that her mother did it herself. She also couldn't find her medicine since Jules hid them. Once she almost passed out, Jules gave her the medication. Jules confesses that she doesn't know why she's alive, but the new Gwen tells her that it doesn't matter, and that she is kind, just like her mother. The new Gwen went to see Lily and Han to tell them the truth, which made Lily very upset and sad. Soon, Gwen, Jules, and her friend Ginger waited for Han and Lily with their 2 kids for a picnic while doing meditation at the park. The movie ends while all of them are gathered and sitting on the grass as a man plays a violin from a near distance. And with that, the movie ends. We hope you enjoyed our recap. Watch our next videos on the screen, and don't forget to subscribe for more amazing recaps. See you on the next one.